Well, hello there. I'd like to welcome you to this information webinar of the new Kilbride chapter of BNI. Now, before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Clarke, and I'm here because my passion is helping local businesses to grow and make more money. Now, most people get an invitation to BNI exactly the same way you did, and they come to an information meeting similar to this one, only we're doing this online. I didn't do any of that. I'd heard good things about BNI in Glasgow, and I wanted to see if it was true. So I went online, I looked up the website, I discovered that the nearest chapter was 7 minutes drive from my house, and their web guy had just left, so that meant I could take his place. Now, if I'm honest, I was skeptical, I was expecting a heavy sales pitch, and honestly, I was a little bit suspicious about what I was about to hear. But I trusted David, the guy who'd invited me, and I was willing to suspend disbelief long enough to make a decision. Now, the fact that you're here tells me that you're willing to suspend disbelief. You probably didn't believe that business meetings were held early in the morning, or that you could find out so much about this organisation online just by watching the video, right? Neither did I. Now, as a marketing guy, I had dozens of ways to get customers, and what you're going to find out about in this video turned out to be the most powerful one. Plus, I saved a fortune in money and time that I used to waste in methods that just don't work. I used to do 3,000 miles a month in a Vauxhall Vectra. Not anymore. 50% of my income comes through BNI, and I have actually been able to drop a lot of the old ways of getting business that I didn't enjoy doing anyway. What that means is I can run a 6-figure business from my home office, and I can have breakfast with my family, lunch with my wife, and my little boy knows what his daddy looks like. So to be truthful, this is probably the best decision I've ever made for my business, apart from actually starting it. So that's enough about me. Let's talk about what else you're going to hear about on this video. Now, let's talk about why we're here on this web presentation. Now, I'd like to note that this is not a regular BNI chapter presentation. What we're doing here is we're setting up a brand new local chapter of BNI in Kilbride, and this is a pre-registration and information meeting to allow me to give information to local business people just like yourselves about what BNI is all about. Now, my agenda today is to show you what BNI is and how BNI works. And most importantly, we'll be able to give you a realistic idea of the amount of business that you could expect to receive if you choose to get involved with this new chapter of BNI. And lastly, I'm going to show you how you can lock out your competitors from the group using the application process. Now, please do bear in mind that BNI isn't right for everybody. I really believe that BNI is right for every business, but not for every person. Okay? So my aim today is to give you enough information so that by the end of this video, you'll be able to make a decision today, one way or the other, whether BNI is right for you and your business. Okay? So with that said, let's get into this. What exactly is BNI? Well, BNI sets up groups of anywhere up to 45, maybe more, professionals that meet on a regular basis for one reason only: to pass each other business opportunities. Now, BNI trains its members to be really effective at finding warm referrals for each other. Now, these groups only ever have one person per profession or category, so there's never any competition for potential business opportunities in that room. Now, this lack of competition amongst the members is one of the fundamental ways that BNI works so well, and it delivers real business results to its members. It's a really different way of doing business. Usually you're always competing with other people to get a piece of business, right? In BNI, there'll never be anyone that you compete with, meaning that you have an effective monopoly for all the referrals in your line of business. Now, the other fundamental way that BNI works is its overall philosophy, which you might have heard of. It's called Giver's Gain. Now, how does Giver's Gain work? It means that if I pass you a referral, the group as a whole can be expected to pass me referrals back. Now, it doesn't mean that if I pass a referral to person A one week, that I should expect to get a referral back from person A the following week. They might pass a referral to person B, who passes one to person C, and so on. It may be actually person F that passes a referral back to me. Now, essentially, Giver's Gain is another way of describing a concept that we all practice in our daily lives. What you give out comes back, or what goes around comes around. So if you attend a BNI meeting and week in and week out you sit there expecting to receive referrals while never actually given any, what will the other members of the group going to think of you? A much better way of achieving success in BNI is to think, how can I help you? And as Zig Ziglar famously said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll ultimately get what you want in return. So that's what BNI is. Now let's have a look at what BNI has achieved.